Hello there people, my name's Manamaz and I have just seen Predator Badlands. And it's quite a new take on the Predator, in a good way obviously, where the protagonist we follow is the Predator himself, which is very different from following the human that gets hunted. And I do like that change because when we follow the human, the Predator always loses. So if you didn't know, the story revolves around Deck, not Dick, you filthy animal. He's basically the runt of his Predator clan. Like, he's a good foot and a bit shorter than his brother, and his dad, who pretty much wants him dead. And you can pretty much imagine the way he wants to overcompensate for being smaller. So when he goes on his hunt, he decides to go to this murder planet, which shockingly isn't based off Australia by the way, and hunt a kaiju that even his dad is scared of. Now from the trailer, I thought it was going to be a misdirect and that an alien was going to show up at the end. But no, there's no aliens, no xenomorphs, so don't go in expecting to see one, like I was kind of hoping for. There's not even a post-credit scene. It is truly an isolated story, and I had a good time watching it. They really expanded on the Predator lore. Like, I enjoyed how much detail they went into creating the Yautja language, and the only time you hear English is from the synthetics, and Elle Fanning is great by the way in her dual role. Like, the banter between her and Deck is really good and quite funny at times. Don't worry, we're not getting a Predator telling jokes, it's more dry deadpan humour with Deck being more of the serious one. And the writers did a good job of almost humanizing him. Well, not literally, but like, he was easy to root for and get behind. And I think it's partly because of how well done his emotions come across. Especially as it's a Predator face, it's more difficult to include his mandibles when showing more than just him shouting at prey. Though I do understand the criticism of not liking the look of his face. It is a bit goofy, not gonna lie, but you don't think much of it when the movie goes on. And it does look a bit too human compared to other Predators. And I think him having his dreads in a ponytail didn't help. And in a non-very insulting way, but he kinda looks like KSI. Now, he does look like a younger Yautja compared to his brother, who looks more like what we expect from a stereotypical Predator. So if we do see an older version of Deck in the future, I imagine he will look a lot better then. The action was really good. I mean, that's why we see a Predator movie to begin with. I know there was some disappointment with it not being rated R or 15 here in the UK, but there's no humans in the story, so you can't get an R rating if there's no blood and guts everywhere. But that still doesn't take away from how brutal it is. Arms and legs are still being chopped off, and beheadings still happen, so your violent desires are still taken care of. Also, I do appreciate how he learns and uses the murder planet's nature as weapons against the synthetics. That's pretty cool. The CGI and animation are very good. It is a bit choppy at times, but didn't affect my viewing experience. Overall, I think it's a really good movie. It might not be the best Predator, especially compared to the original or Prey, but I think it's better than Predator 2 and Predators. And let's ignore the Predator altogether. But yeah, I do recommend that you check it out. I think you'll have a good time watching it, and at worst, it's turn off your brain fun. If I had to give it a rating, it would be a 7.5 out of 10. Another W into the Predator franchise, and I think it's truly back on the up with 3 bangers in a row. But anyway, if you like my review, please leave a like and subscribe, that will greatly be appreciated, and I shall see you next time, and peace.